Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly pick a card reading on the Zenith Tarot with me, Natasha. So, as it says in the title, this is weekly. It is, even though I do it obviously every week, this is a times reading, so if you come across it, then there's probably a message in here for you. So don't discard it just because this may be in October 2020. Even if you're watching it in November 2023, there might still be a message for you guys. So we have 3 piles for you today, and today I have an added bonus of a song for you guys, because sometimes I feel like I do it on my weekly energy check-in sometimes, and I just do it whenever I feel called to, because music really speaks to me. So I felt like, you know what, I'm going to get you guys a song. So we have pile 1 here with the pyrite crystal. Beautiful, shiny. Then we have pile 2 here with the opalite crystal. And then we have pile 3 with the amethyst. So have a think, which one are you drawn to? And then you can click down below in the description box and click through to your readings, and I will see you there. Hi my lovely pile 1, so you've chose the pyrite, and I'm going to get to your song first. So let's do your song first. You have True Lies by Kenny Wayne Shepherd. So I have linked that in the description box below, so you can go check that out, see if there's any messages in there for you. So what I'm going to do is just lay out all the cards, because I find what I do is with the weekly readings is that everything's kind of linked and tells me a little story about what's happening. So we have, first of all, we have the Ace of Feathers. So we've got the Spirit Song Tarot, feathers are swords. You've got Page of Shells. You have the Wheel. There's that octopus. I love an octopus. And then the Hanged Man. Then you have a Change in the Wind, which is 12. That is reversed. So that works out as a 3. Then you have Happy Happy. You have Travel, which hopefully, maybe. And then you have Animals. So for you guys, I feel like this week is very much that you are going to be, I feel like you're working very much like on an idea, on you've got something going on in your old noggin, and I feel like you finally kind of got some clarity on it, and you've maybe worked out how to move forward with it. And for you guys, I do get a feeling that this is mostly work related or like business related, but it could be for anything else. It could be love, it could be just general life. You have travel here, so maybe it's like what you want to do in your free time, or if you want to go traveling or something like that. But for a lot of you, I do get a sense it is business and career related. And I feel like this week I feel like you've had some thoughts that are floating around, but you've not been really sure how to ground them, how to properly go through them, because here you have, it says foundation, so that is that really like is really like grounding it. And because even though obviously feathers is air energy, you have a goat on here, which makes me think of Capricorn, which is earth energy. So I feel like it is something's being grounded, it's going to be made into a reality. I do think, even though you are going to have this kind of clarity and realization of how to make it happen, I do feel like with the winds of change in reverse, and kind of you have here the wheel, which says change and a need for patience. I feel like it's not going to necessarily run smoothly, but I feel like with the wheel being kind of that divine timing, and this often, and a change in the wind in reverse often is talking about sometimes you do need to change direction with something. Maybe you're going down one route and it's really not working and everything changes, and you think, oh no, this is all wrong, but actually sometimes that is all right, and that change is what was needed for you to kind of reevaluate and actually get on the right track and make sure something's happening properly. So I feel like you are going to need to be, you know, in touch with your intuition. I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of inspiration about it. I feel like you're going to have really like creative ways of problem solving this week, is the sense that I'm getting. And definitely relying on your intuition with that page of shells, because I feel like a lot of it you're going to be going on your gut, because even though you've got this foundation, if things are kind of changing rapidly, which changing the wind, because it's air, obviously air changes very quickly. You can have something blowing a gale in like a second, and then almost like 5 minutes later it could drop. Like, it's air energy is very fast moving, so I feel like there's a need for you to be really on your toes and being okay with the change and just not worrying about it too much, because that will it's all about, you know, divine timing. Things are happening because it's meant to happen. Don't worry, try not to worry too much about it, and with changes there's always possibilities. So I feel like the changes that happen this week are going to be opening doors for you, not closing them. You may think that it seems like a closed door at first, but I feel like on a closer look you're going to be like, aha, that was actually a good thing that happened. And with the Hanged Man here at the end, it is all about patience and perspective. So I do like on this, I think it's a grasshopper. Oh no, praying mantis maybe, with its little, that's my little impression of a praying mantis. It's hung upside down. It's got the sun. It's kind of like crown chakra. If a praying mantis has a crown chakra, who knows? But it's kind of upside down. You've got the blood flowing, lymph. I think it's lymph in a insect. Little fun fact for you there. Is, you know, flowing to the crown chakra, so you can think more clearly. So even though you may feel a bit stuck, just try and have patience, because that feeling stuck is actually going to give you some new perspective, and it's not the end of the world. Don't worry, just because you feel like you're stuck, it doesn't mean you're going to be stuck forever. I feel like it's happening for a reason. Overall, even though you've got all this going on, I feel like it's going to be a great week, because you've got happy here, and this is obviously one of the happiest cards in the Wisdom of the Oracle. I feel like there's going to be a lot of joy coming for you this week, and it doesn't need to be like always like fantastic amazing news. It could just be that you get to hang out with some of your favourite people, you get to laugh, maybe you're going to eat some pizza, maybe it's going to be it's like kind of the small things that make you happy, and I feel like that's what's going to be happening for you this week. Interesting with your two spellcasting oracle cards. So for some of you it may involve travelling. Maybe this maybe you're hearing about travel plans that are going to be having to change because of maybe restrictions coming in, whatever that may mean for you, whether it's you can't fly or even local restrictions, because in the UK we have local restrictions, like even in our devolved nations, so the different countries that make up the United Kingdom. So like we can't go into Wales now from England without quarantining, I believe. So I feel like there could be a lot of travel disruptions, and you know, as hard as it is, I mean, I've had a lot of my plans change this year because of COVID as well, and I know it is difficult, but sometimes maybe it's happened for a reason, and maybe it's a good thing. You just have to try and take the positive as much as you can when it seems a bit gloomy. And then for some of you, I feel like animals is just go spend some time with some animals. There's lots of different ones here. Oh, I've just noticed it's got a black cat, like my little cat. It looks like my little Bertie on there. So you have a black cat, you've got a wolf, you've got a owl and a dove. So if you have any, if you're like you have any animal spirit guides, and maybe that's a message or a sign from you guys, for you guys. Yeah, just spend some time with some animals, because they generally make everyone feel a bit better, don't they? I normally find them a lot easier to deal with than humans. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys this week. If you did enjoy this reading, make sure to show a bit of appreciation and hit that thumbs up button, because it does help me reach others, helps my channel grow, and it's so very much appreciated. And thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys again in another video. Hey my lovely pile 2s, so if you chose the opalite crystal, this is yours. So we're going to do your song first. So you have Fly Me to the Moon Autopilot. So check out the description box below, because I will link you to this video on YouTube so you can have a little listen. It is the you know, the jazz song, and it's just been re-recorded. So yeah, let's see what's in store this week for you guys. And do remember, if you enjoy these readings, just to show me a bit of appreciation, help me out in this energy exchange, do remember to hit the like button and subscribe, because it helps my channel grow and it's really, really appreciated. So first of all, you have the Knight of Swords. We're using the Mermaid Tarot here. We have the Three of Wands. Oh, I really love her, the scales on this mermaid. It's just really pretty. Then we have the Devil. And then finally we have Two of Swords in reverse. And then we have Yin in reverse. Then we have Treasure Island in reverse. And then we have New Beginnings. Exciting, eh? So, for you guys, I feel like there's some, like for this, I'm saying it generally, this, I feel like you'll know how it applies to your life, whether it is in career, love, like even stuff like moving houses, moving countries, if that's possible. But I feel like this Knight of Swords, there is a need for you to make some kind of commitment. The Knight of Swords, sometimes it feels like a card of almost like running away. Like he's riding that wave and he's riding away, being like, nope, don't want to make a decision. But there is a need for you to make some kind of commitment here. And I feel like you guys know that you need to. And I feel like you guys do know what the correct decision is. Because you have this Two of Swords in reverse. So when it's in the upright, it's kind of like a duel, not really knowing. So in your head, you're kind of going back and forth. You don't know. One day you think one thing, one day you think the next. And when it's in reverse, there's a real feeling of you actually do know what the answer is. But I feel like you just haven't acted on it yet. And there's just a real sense that you are kind of delaying whatever this is, because the Three of Wands for me is always about kind of watching and waiting for your ships to come in, but it's always after the Two of Wands when you've made your decision. But here I feel like you've not made a decision. I don't know why I can't talk. So you've not made that decision, but you're still kind of waiting, and it's just very like still and trapped energy, particularly with this particular Devil card. You can see how, so usually it's how they're like bound and chained. This one, she's in a it almost reminds me of like a lobster cage or something like that, but anyway, she's trapped. But when you look, actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because of the lighting. It is, I am recording this in daylight, but it's so miserable today in the UK that I've got my lamp and my light on, and with natural light, in the hope that there is enough. But I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's focusing. The padlock is actually unlocked, so even though she's in there, she could escape if she wanted to, but she's so focused on the like, oh my god, I'm trapped, that she's kind of like in her own mind about it, in her own pity, that she's not even really looked and realised, oh hey, wait, I could escape if I need to. And I feel like yin in reverse, so I haven't looked up the exact meaning for this, but what the sense I'm getting, so the yin energy when it's in the upright, it's about knowing when actually to hold back and to kind of wait for things to come to you, especially usually I feel like this is quite relevant obviously to romantic readings, but even in life sometimes you do just need to let things come to you. Like, there's no point wasting your energy chasing. Sometimes it's better just to sit back. But because it's in reverse, what I feel like Spirit's saying is, now is not the time to be sitting back and waiting for things to come to you. You need to be out there chasing. You need to you know, make a decision. You need to start acting on it. And this is your sign. I feel like Spirit's saying, come on guys, like this week, make this week the week that you finally make that commitment, make that decision, really start moving stuff forward, because I feel like there's a whole lot of potential here with this New Beginnings card. It's kind of like you're kind of there, you're at that archway and you're getting ready to walk through it, and you know, it looks beautiful. You've got waterfalls here, these really lovely mountains, you've got the sun's rising, the moon's kind of going, is not setting, that's not the right word, but you know, the moon's going down, so it's time for you to move on. And you've got these butterflies here, you've got birds that are free, so it's all about transformations, freedom, and you know, there's a need for you, you're right there and you need to step into it. But I feel like what's interesting is I actually did read the reverse meaning for Treasure Island, because sometimes I really like how Colette Baron Reid has written particularly the protection messages. A lot of the time in the upright I kind of interpret it through the imagery, but for this I wanted to read the protection message, and it's about being worried to make a decision because you almost feel like you're going to be trapped by it, trapped by your decision, and also knowing that if you make the decision you feel like you are going to succeed, but you don't want to be like, it's almost like growing so tall that people will want to like cut you down, and I know that happens a lot. People want you to succeed until a certain point, and then at a certain point it's a bit like, oh, they're getting too big for their boots, or they're now too popular, and they kind of want to bring you back down to size. And maybe it's that you're kind of worried about this, you're kind of worried about outgrowing the people you're with, and you're kind of creating a prison. And when I read that about it creating a prison for yourself, and with that Devil card, I feel like this is it goes so well. And this is why I love combining the Oracle cards with Tarot, because you really do get that like multi-dimensional message. So there is a need for you to really get yourself out of that cage, finally commit and see where it can lead you, because I feel like it's going to lead you somewhere really beautiful. Something great is going to happen for you guys. And this is why I kind of feel like the song's nice, because it says Fly Me to the Moon. It's about, you know, doing something that's out there, like Fly Me to the Moon. It's something that's not been done. Well, I guess it has, but you know what I mean. It's something that is Although when that song came out, it wouldn't have been done. So, you know, it's about dreaming big, and I feel like that's what you need to do. So I will leave it there for you guys. Remember to hit, you know, the thumbs up. Please do hit subscribe if you enjoy my content. If you want to get more content like this, I have my weekly readings, and also I always have one love reading, one energy check-in, and then two other videos that aren't love related, just because I like to, you know, cater to lots of different people. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again in another video. Hey pile 3, if you chose the amethyst, this is yours. So your song is, you have Whiplash by Hank Levy. So I listened to this because I hadn't heard it before. Basically I just put it on shuffle and asked Spirit to give me a song that, you know, is matching your energy, and this actually has no lyrics, so it's quite an interesting choice, but I feel like the rhythm of the music very much matched the mood of this. So so let's get into it. So do remember guys that if you enjoy my reading as you're leaving, do please hit the thumbs up button, or if you really want to hear from me again, remember to hit that subscribe button. So you have the Two of Pentacles, you have Three of Swords, you have Everything is Fine, which is equivalent to Ten of Swords. This is just a it's an extra card in the Modern Witch Tarot, but I quite like leaving it in there. And then you've got Seven of Swords, so a lot of swords energy guys. Then you have Between Worlds, which is another 3. You have Not For You. I also got you some extra cards as well. You got Bring Love Into the Situation. So I might just have to move these slightly. And then you have Peace, and then Psychic Abilities. So my gut feeling for you guys is that you're really going through a lot of hurt at the moment with that Three of Swords, and I think that you are pretty much just pretending and getting by and making yourself busy. On the surface I think you tell people I'm fine, but I don't think you are fine at the moment. I think it is a bit of a front for you guys, and yeah, the sense that I'm getting from this Three of Swords is that I feel like for some of you it might be a breakup, for some of you it could be a death in the family or a friend. I feel like something has definitely happened that is really, like, I do get, sometimes you get the Three of Swords and I mean it's like, it's going to be sad for somebody, but it doesn't feel like grief. But this one really feels like there is a lot of hurt, there's a lot of grief here, despair, and I feel like you are putting on a front for everyone else's benefit and not really for your own, because I feel like at the moment you're kind of not really dealing with it. So with this Two of Pentacles, how I'm seeing it is that you're really trying to keep yourself busy, because those pentacles are in that kind of infinite loop. So you're always going to be juggling them, and it feels like if I'm juggling these pentacles, then I'm not having to deal with the emotions that I don't really want to deal with at the moment. So you're keeping yourself busy. You're probably busy at work, maybe you're trying to socialise. If you have kids, maybe like really keep them busy with your kids. I feel like there is a lot of just doing anything other than thinking about this pain. And on the surface, like, you have, even though the Ten of Swords is kind of that card that you've hit rock bottom so it can only get better, I feel like in this one, it is still very dark. There's not really a lot of light coming through, and the only light here would be the light of the phone. And you've got the swords in you, but it's like I think people can tell that you're obviously not feeling fantastic, and everything's not as you're kind of making it out, but you're still just being like, everything's fine, I'm good. And not really publicly, you're not really showing how you're feeling. And I feel like that's why the Seven of Swords is here, because the Seven of Swords is about deception, and I feel like you're kind of deceiving the people around you about how you're feeling, but also you're kind of deceiving yourself. You're trying to keep busy and trying to pretend that everything's fine, so that, you know, I feel like you think, if I keep busy, if I keep telling myself that everything's fine, that it is going to be fine, and I'll move on and everything will be fine. I feel like fine is the main word that I'm getting here. And then you have, sorry, I just wanted to grab the book because I wanted to read for you guys the protection message here. So down here at the centre you have, bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. So this love is a need to show some love to yourself, because I feel like at the moment, with you not dealing with whatever it is you need to deal with, it's not showing yourself love, because all you're doing is prolonging it. You're prolonging the pain, it's the sort of thing that if you don't deal with it, like later on down the line, it's gonna cause more issues than kind of facing it head on now. So I feel like there's a need for you to show yourself that love, and, you know, take some time out for yourself. You do have that peace card here. I feel like there's a need for you to find some peace, and it's next to the psychic abilities, and for that I feel like maybe maybe some of you feel like you're psychically under attack, like it's really affecting you kind of mentally and spiritually. I feel like you can feel that kind of negative energy, so there is really a need for you to find some peace. I kind of like this card with all that like white light, so you may want to I feel like for some of you, meditate, pray to Archangel Michael, that kind of thing. Just imagine yourself being bathed in that kind of white protective light, and nothing negative can really come in and hurt you then. There's a need for you to kind of protect your energy at the moment, and I feel like you feel like you're in between worlds, because at the moment you have, I feel like this is you when no one else is around. It's that grey, everything feels like it's grey, it's dull. You're going through grief, you're going through something difficult. So of course everything's going to feel like that. But then you kind of pretend when you're out in public and you're around people, it's like, oh, look at me wearing my crown, like I'm fine, everything's good, everything's in colour, isn't everything bright and shiny and happy? Like, look at me, it's fine, I'm not suffering. And then you go back home and it's like this again. So I feel like you're stuck between these two worlds. There's a need for you to, you will eventually get there, but there's a need for you to do it properly, not just pretend. So I feel like there is a need for you to really focus on yourself this week, really protect your energy, do what's good for you, don't feel the need to put on a front for everyone else. So with this not for you, it's number 6, I'm going to just read you the protection message, because sometimes I really like Colette Baron Reid's way of putting it. It says, don't chase after what flees from you, don't obsess what eludes you, don't bang your head against the wall. There is nothing romantic about what is unavailable, no prize given for torturing yourself, and nothing to be gained by refusing to see the red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other games, other successes waiting for you. The way out of obsessing is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit only wants the best for you. This is a sign you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. So I feel like for some of you, if you've come from maybe like a romantic situation and you feel like you're kind of not ready, maybe you're still kind of trying to chase this person, there is a need for you to let go and just, as it says, like that acceptance, because that is one of the stages of grief, I believe, is that acceptance, and that way you can move on. And as it says, something better will come along for you. If it is, obviously, you're dealing with a death, obviously nothing better is going to come along in that sense, except for like obviously what you're living through right now. In the future it will get better. Like when you lose somebody, it does take time, and initially you can't think of that person without wanting to cry, but then over time you start to remember the good things, the things that made you smile, and you'll be able to look back and you feel sad, but you also remember the good things, and that makes you smile and laugh, and you can think about them without crying. So there is a need to really focus on yourself this week and try and start to work through those emotions surrounding this kind of Three of Swords. That's everything that I see for you guys. If this reading resonated with you, please do comment down below. I do love hearing from you, and want to give you my support and love. And thank you so much for being here, and hopefully I will see you in the future.